During my prayer and my contemplation, I came with a great wisdom that I would like to actually share with you. My name is Sandra, and I'm a mindset strategist coach, and I teach people how to have a healthier relationship with themselves and with others. This great wisdom may also tie into the concept of forgiveness. As a believer, I'm in scripture daily, and I was led to several biblical scriptures to back what I was actually experiencing or what was coming through me. People don't realize that the enemy also resides in our minds and in our thoughts. And this is why in the secular or new age groups, they talk about law of attraction, or they talk about, guarding your mind and reframing and thinking positive and all these things. And what we fail to realize is that when we beat ourselves up, or we are consistently thinking negative things or fantasizing about the destruction of our enemy, we are actually missing the mark. We're being misaligned with really God's purpose and his path for us. And that's exactly what the enemy wants. The enemy's tactic is to create confusion, chaos, and destruction. The bottom line is, when you become aware of this, when you have this knowledge, it's not enough to have the knowledge, you have to put it into practice, don't you? When the enemy wants me to fantasize about the destruction of my enemy, and fantasizing that the person that has done us harm, the enemy, or the opposite, or the contrast, they will have a destruction, or they won't prosper, and so forth. And we fantasize about this. Now, this is actually very human. Human because we live in a world of polarity. Human because paradoxes live in the circumstances. Once we acknowledge that we are human and not beat ourselves up because we have these negative fantasies, the next part is to actually, once aware of it, reframe and bless the enemy. We bless the enemy not because we're trying to be good people. We're blessing the enemy because we're basically doing three things. We keep our own blessings. Two, we are blessing because we want to be, or at least as a believer, obedient to God. In other words, we want to live out God's purpose. So if we're living out God's purpose, and God is love and compassionate and faithful and forgiving and is on our side, then by having fantasies of destruction of our enemy is actually the opposite of that. You may want to ask, how is this serving God? How is this serving my purpose, my path, my destiny? And the third reason why reframing is because we're directly speaking to those whispers. We're speaking directly to the enemy saying, no, I don't think so, dude. You can whisper all you want to. I can have 100,000 thoughts or visuals on wanting to destroy my enemy, but each and every time I'm going to combat that negativity with the opposite. I have faith, and it's a faith that's continuously growing. Sometimes I fail because I'm human, but because I fail or because I misstep doesn't mean that I'm not worthy of being forgiven. It says throughout Scripture that vengeance is his, not ours. We do go into spiritual warfare all the time in our minds. Sometimes we're battling what we think is the enemy in the flesh. That could be very possible. But at the end of the day, our mind and our heart is what we need to guard and stay focused on what's going to be important to us, our path, our purpose. Now, some of you may not be Christian like me, and that's okay. The message applies to you as well. When we are committed to reframing every time we hear those whispers about destroying our enemy or having these fantasies, every time we say, no, I'm not going to go there, I'm going to stay focused on myself, stay focused on my path, something shifts. Remember, the enemy wants to keep you in negativity, in self-doubt, in chaos, in destruction, in bitterness, in anger. That's a stronghold. What decision are you making today? What commitment are you making to yourself to refocus and realign with really what your destiny is? You got this.